hands align. In red and white they always shine. With every pass it feels divine. Arsenal's on my mind. From hybrid days to Emirates grand, each match a symphony perfectly planned. With every goal we take our stand. Arsenal's on my mind.
Welcome back to the Arsenal on My Mind podcast. It is Spike and Sekijay.
Yep. We're back.
We're back again, guys. We're back from a sabbatical, second episode in. We're ready to go and talk everything Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny because after our last episode, like the next day, Arsenal gets busy after we've been talking all that smack to them.
Yeah, you know, as we were just talking just before we came on, I think I see what Batra is trying to do, and I think it makes sense. You know, while we are all fixated on the big signing, on the shining new toy, he's getting squad depth, he's getting signings that make sense, and we're saving money.
Well, you see, okay, while I agree,
but the saving money will make sense when we spend big.
If we spend big, that's the thing, right? Well, we have to. Okay, I have no issue with getting depth. I mean, we need that regardless, right? I think, but in this world that we live in, right, the only way you can be measured is against your peers.
True.
You know? And our peers are doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
This almost feels like Arsenal can't do both. You're like, we gotta do this first, then do this. Like, you're a big club, do them at the same time.
Are we a big club?
Well, you and I had that debate the other day.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think Arsenal is a medium club.
Medium.
It's
medium.
I mean, we cannot just go in there and get Isak.
Well, Isak is an outlier, right? Because even for anyone to get him, you have to pay above the odds. Because Newcastle have the money.
Liverpool,
they have champions.
Liverpool paid 150 million pounds
for words. Guess what? But he wanted to move, right?
Yeah.
He's coming from, he's going from Germany to England, right? But Isak, the issue with Isak is that
that's almost $200 million.
Right. The issue with Isak is that he's Premier League tested.
Yes.
One.
Yes.
He's on a team that's owned by oil money, so they're rich already.
Yeah.
So his wages already very, very high.
Yeah.
You know, they made Champions League.
Unfortunately.
And they have aspirations to win the league themselves, right? So to say, okay, let me sell them to Liverpool, Newcastle wouldn't even want to do that.
No.
Isak would have to force it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, Leverkusen is not a rival.
Exactly.
It's a different league.
And they did well recently, but they're not historically like a big powerhouse in Germany.
Yeah.
And Isak is an issue. My issue is if, like with Gyökeres and Sesko, right? Whoever we're going with, hopefully is Gyökeres, right? With all this crap going on, just be like, how much you want? 80? Take it.
Yeah, but you see, it's funny that I'm the one sounding like this and you are sounding like this because, I mean, historically I'm the spender.
I'm the frugal one.
Yes,
right, yes.
You know, but you see, it makes sense to me. You know why? Because we're looking at it like, Sesko, Gyökeres, whatever, that's fine. But how much was did Chelsea just get João Pedro for?
What was it, 65, 70, something like that?
How much did what's his name go to Man City for?
Who?
Well, he's not a striker.
Turkey?
Yeah,
He's not a striker.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
the point I'm trying to make is Arsenal understands the market.
Do we?
Well, look at it this way because I mean, right now, they were trying to hold us by the balls, right?
Okay.
Pardon my French. A few weeks later, oh well, you don't have to pay 100 million for Gyökeres. You can bring it instrumentally. Oh, Sesko's price will drop it.
I guess.
They've dropped the price. So Arsenal is like, oh, okay. So but the danger is if another club comes in and shoot.
Exactly.
But you see, we don't have much of that danger. You know why?
Why?
Because right now Arsenal is one of the most attractive projects out there.
I understand all that.
These guys would say no to a Man U and all that.
You know what? That's a true thing. But I think
we're sitting pretty.
Yeah, but if you remember,
and we're not desperate.
Remember a few years ago with your boy that ended up with Chelsea.
Mudryk.
Same thing, right?
No, but
we're playing hardball because we knew that
but
it wasn't worth the money.
We were not. See, Chelsea right now cannot poach a player from us.
Well, why not?
Because standing, they're not in the Champions League.
If we were going
we are an attractive project.
If we were going for like an Isak or something, right? Yes, Chelsea can't even play in that. We're talking about players who are not quite at the top, like Gyökeres and Sesko. They're not quite world class.
Yeah,
so going to Chelsea is an upgrade for either of them.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is going to Chelsea is an upgrade for them. But if an Arsenal is interested, they will want to. They'll hold out to see if that actually goes through.
Maybe. I mean, case in point, right?
That's why Chelsea is already going to get João Pedro and
But here's what's funny about it. You just said that.
Yeah.
Do you know who was about to sign João Pedro? Newcastle. They were linked with him first. They were discussing with Brighton, and they were like, "Oh no, that's too much money," and just comes through and sweeps.
Now sweeps, yeah,
right. See, and Newcastle has Champions League because it doesn't.
That is we are not. Arsenal is not Newcastle.
I get that. I'm just
Arsenal
saying,
is way
faster.
Arsenal has way better player attraction.
I get that.
And Arsenal has right now. You know, these players, they talk to each other. You know, Arsenal is one of the most attractive projects. Right?
I get that. I agree.
And Arsenal is literally a season or two away from winning a major trophy.
I agree as well, but it doesn't change the fact we should move quickly.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, but I would have been livid if at this point we had not secured Norgard, Zubimendi, Kepa, and still not signed any of the big names out there.
Sure.
Then I'll be livid.
Right.
But you see, these deals are making sense now.
No, I get it. Okay, so let's go through it, right?
Okay.
Kepa, great backup. I mean, I don't think you can get.
Yeah,
you can't get a better backup than that for that kind of money in today's market.
Yeah.
Right? Fair enough. Okay. Zubimendi, is he an upgrade over Partey? In theory, maybe, because he's younger, but we don't know that for a fact. But he's at least as good as Partey.
Partey gave us only one season, people.
Well, but he was really good last season as well.
Yeah, but one season.
But no, he was good in his second season with us, and then this last season.
2 seasons.
Yeah.
In 6 years.
My point about it is
he can go.
Yeah. I'm not saying he should stay. I'm saying Zubimendi is at least as good as him.
Yes.
Okay. Right?
Absolutely.
Right. So, a wash.
And younger. So basically, we're getting a younger Partey.
He's not the same kind of player.
He's not even the same. He has better ball sense than Partey.
Partey's a really good ball carrier, though.
Yeah, but he has better ball sense. He's a better passer.
Sure.
Than Partey.
I'm not arguing the quality. I'm just saying at least the equivalence. You know, maybe in the eyes of Arsenal fans at the very least, right? Okay. So that's a good signing whenever it does go through. Norgard, I think, is a good replacement for Jorginho.
Solid.
I keep hearing all the fans out there talking about a Partey.
No. Norgard is a Jorginho replacement.
Yeah, which is an upgrade of Jorginho in the fact that, and I did a little bit of research, right? Norgard, I mean, he's been at Brentford for
6 years
now, right? Yeah, but last season was actually last season. He had 5 goals, 4 assists. So not a, probably about the same as Partey.
But he didn't miss a game.
He didn't miss a single game.
He didn't miss a game.
I mean, let me phrase that. He missed 3 games out of injury.
Yeah.
But he did not.
Most consistent.
He started every game.
Every game.
Available to play.
Yeah.
So he's
for
important.
the past 2 seasons.
He's important to Brentford.
In the Premier League.
In the Premier League.
Oh.
So over Jorginho, or even over this to replace Jorginho.
Solid.
Fair enough.
He has tons of experience.
Yep.
Not necessarily a championship winning experience like Jorginho, but he has tons of experience. He's been the captain of his team for the past 2 seasons. He's a servant.
The only way it would have been a better deal is if it was free. Right? I'm just saying. So 11 million.
5 million?
No, 11.
For
5 is 5, right?
Yeah.
So
11 is still a good
it's
deal.
still a good deal in today's market. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 31. He's obviously a Jorginho replacement, not a Partey replacement. Okay, so then talk about being linked with this kid Mosquera, right? Mosquera, whatever his name.
I'm excited. I've seen his highlights.
Well, I know. The thing is,
I think you told me about him.
Yes, he's a tall wonder kid. Lanky, kind of, but strong, good in the air. To me, another good signing, under the radar.
Get him.
It's funny because in the last episode we talked about how Arsenal during Wenger's time was unearthed like diamonds in the rough. These 3 signings, call it 3, with Norgard, Kepa, and Mosquera, they feel like Wenger signings.
Yes.
Because nobody was trying to get them that we know about.
Yes.
They weren't talked about heavily.
True.
It's like no one expected it out of the blue, bang, 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 right? So I can give Arsenal credit for that.
Yeah.
You know? But now, what it sounded like to me, and the focus of Arsenal getting these guys first, tells me that Arsenal is willing to wait to the end of the window to get their striker.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want that.
I don't want that either.
Yeah.
But you see, if waiting to the end of transfer window to get Sesko or Gyökeres, and we do actually get them, but we save 20 million, right?
That's what. See, but the savings is relevant if by end of September we've already started the game 5 games in and we've lost 2. I'm just giving an example.
True.
You know, so those are 10 million a game.
I mean, ideally, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here and try to hold brief for Arsenal. But ideally, we should get our striker. We should get 80% of our business done before the preseason
Absolutely.
trip.
Yeah.
And the preseason is at the end of this month.
In the middle of this one.
And Arteta has said
July.
that ideally he would like to get his striker in before they travel.
Yeah.
So I mean, because look, Arsenal, that is basically 1 or 2 wins or losses right there. If you get the striker in or get your attacking players in and give them a full preseason, that's probably a game that we could have lost or drawn that we were turned into a win.
Yeah.
You see, those draws that we had so many draws last season.
Yep.
This is how you turn them to W's.
Absolutely.
Get your business quick.
The thing is, it's backwards, right? Yeah. Typically speaking, if you wanted to get a player in before the season starts or the preseason, right? You want them to be typically from different countries. Give them time to adapt, get settled in. But now we've bought the players who live in the London already, early. It's like, what are they going to,
they're already
there, they're settled, you know? But, so that leaves me, the idea of getting foreign versus domestic, right? To Rodrigo versus Eze. So the Eze links got me excited.
Oh, yeah.
I've always liked the boy. Yeah. I've always wanted him on Arsenal.
Yeah.
But I always felt like he typically plays more on the right, for Palace. Right or middle, so he is technically.
Well, he played a lot on the left when Olise was there.
Yes, but I mean, to me, last season was his real season because when you have him on Olise, right?
Yeah,
at the same time, you think, okay, you can't stop both. As a result, one is always a little bit more free, But last season he proved that without any of those. I mean, granted, the guy that got Sarr, his name,
Papi Sarr,
he played well. He played well as a someone to replace him.
Is that Papi Sarr or Ismaila?
No, Ismaila, yeah. So, but Eze was like the man on the team. Even though Mateta was balling, right? Scoring goals, but Eze was still the man.
So that was their Chris Wood.
So, I love the idea of Rodrigo, right? Rodrigo's a scarier signing because it's a Galactico, right? But
I'll take Eze over Rodrigo.
But Eze is a more shrewd signing.
Yes. And he knows the Premier League. Rodrigo has
never
never
tested, cheaper,
yes.
English.
Yes. And Rodrigo has never played in the Premier League.
Of course not. No,
exactly.
Yeah.
Eze is coming back home.
Technically, yeah, that's true.
We released him.
Yeah.
From our academy.
Back when he was 13 or whatever.
And it's, according to him, reports that we're getting is he cried for a week.
Of course, why won't you cry?
So that's an incentive to bring him back.
Yeah.
You know why? Because now I see why. You remember when Eze just busted into the scene, we said that this guy plays like he has a chip on his shoulder. Now I see what that chip on the shoulder was. Arsenal released him.
Yeah.
So Eze, come back and prove yourself. Come on, boy, come on.
That money we're gonna save from not getting Rodrigo.
How much is Eze? How much?
Like 60 something.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
To me, compared to the...
What's his injury record, though?
Not terrible. I mean, he gets injured, he misses games, but he's not like injury prone. Yeah. To me, compared to, the 80, 90 for Rodrigo...
No, I'll get Eze.
60, 65.
And he's homegrown.
I mean...
So he checks a lot of boxes.
A lot of boxes. I would rather have him on the spot anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so, but don't get me wrong. If we get Rodrigo, I'm not angry.
I'm not angry because Rodrigo has played under Ancelotti, and he's still playing under Ancelotti with Brazil.
Brazil,
So
yeah.
he will know if he's a thing or two.
I would venture to say that if I was to rank like my preferred winger signings this year, I would put on top of that. You didn't have on top of that. Leao, right? Leao, Eze, Rodrigo. So Rodrigo has a third option.
I agree.
You know, and the Leao links to me, they're not solid, but there's a few talks here and there. And I think he might end up just going to some random club, maybe even like, Saudi or something, you know. But like, AC Milan missed Champions League, right? They finished like 7th or 8th or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they need money.
Yeah.
I mean, he would be just as shrewd a signing as Eze. If for some reason it doesn't work out, or you know what? Like you said last week, get them both.
Why not?
Why not? They were both together. They might cost less than Rodrigo, maybe.
No way.
Close.
No way.
I'm just saying.
If they can get
50,
Leao and Eze for
100.
Why not? Because Leao, Eze plays right. Eze can also play
centrally.
Eze, actually, we just busted the code right now. No, seriously, because if you get Leao and Eze, you cover 3 positions. You become
a striker because Leao can strike.
Leao can strike, but no, we're not playing that game. We're still getting a striker.
Yeah.
But Eze can cover Odegaard and Saka.
Yep. Absolutely. And Leao can cover whoever a striker is.
You heard it first.
Martinelli.
On Arsenal on your mind. That's the code.
That's the dream I want. You know, but
that's a good one.
Yes. I love me some Leao.
That's shrewd business. 100 million, you get Leao and Eze.
If you can pull that off, Batra, I will bow to you, sir.
Then get Sesko.
Then forget Joker.
Yeah,
if that's the case.
If we have Leao and Eze, we don't need Joker. Just get Sesko.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, but I mean, at least, we're making moves.
Yeah.
We're active. Still slow, not exciting, but like I said, shrewd, necessary signings to flesh out the squad some more, give us some more depth. I mean, it's looking like my prediction of like five signings is still going to come through because now we've done what, 3, 4.
Wait.
Add Mosquera.
We had Mosquera. It's not been announced, but with reports, I think Romano even said it's all but done.
Yeah, it's all with Valencia. Valencia's broke, so they'll take whatever we give them. Really.
So that I see that as the way Liverpool went and got Wirtz. It's something similar we're just doing with that Mosquera because he's highly rated.
He is, but I mean Valencia.
But Wirtz is a champion.
Yeah. But obviously, so the worst situation I think is going to be very similar to the Gyökeres one. Is that he only wanted to go one place.
Yes.
So
Liverpool.
But except
Gyökeres wants to come to Arsenal.
Yep.
Get him.
Bring him in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that covers kind of what we last week's transfer news.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Today is Monday?
June 30th.
30th. When do you think our first announcement will be done?
So let me get to Arsenal in the typical, move slow and don't break things, as opposed to move fast and break things. I think we're gonna announce somebody by Friday.
Fridays Arsenal likes to announce on Friday.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday,
so that we can get the weekend. All the whole fanfare
to digest it.
And all that. So
yeah.
So by Friday, people look out.
Yeah, but again, to me, I don't care about announcements. These are not star players. I don't even care if they get no pictures. Just put the name on the team sheet. Let me know they're there.
Just make sure they're there.
Yeah, just make sure they're there.
Yes, make sure they're on that team.
And I'm good with that. But yeah, so I think hopefully on next episode we'll have some good news. Some good news about some
confirmations.
Yeah.
So we'll see you soon. Keep Arsenal on your mind.
Keep Arsenal on your mind, guys, and we'll catch you guys later.
Yep.
All right.
Under floodlights, the fans align. In red and white, they always shine. With every pass, it feels divine. Arsenal's on my mind. From hybrid days to Emirates grand, each match a symphony perfectly planned. With every goal we take our stand, Arsenal's on my mind. Oh Arsenal, you never fail. Through rain and sun, our steadfast sail.